They found my mother's car 3 days after she vanished, parked perfectly in the fire lane of a 24-hour Waffle House off Interstate 81, with the engine still running and the driver's side door wide open. No skid marks, no struggle, no blood. Just a half-empty cup of coffee in the cup holder and her phone sitting face-up on the passenger seat with the map app still navigating to our address, 50 miles away from where she was found. I remember the way Detective Lindstrom stared at that phone for a long time before he finally looked at me. He had the kind of face that had seen too many missing persons cases, the kind you could tell had given up on believing in clean answers. But even he couldn't explain how her phone thought she was still driving home when her car had been sitting in that Waffle House lot for over 72 hours. They interviewed 37 witnesses that night. 23 of them said they saw a woman matching my mother's description walk out of the restaurant around 2:47 a.m., get into the driver's seat, and then simply not go anywhere. She sat there for 15 minutes, they said, just sat there with the door open, staring straight ahead. Then she got out, walked around to the back of the car, and disappeared, not walked away, not got into another vehicle, disappeared, like she stepped around the trunk and just stopped existing. I moved into her house 3 weeks after she went missing. Not because I wanted to, but because someone had to handle the mail, feed the cats, keep the boiler running through November. The cats knew something was wrong. They wouldn't go near the back door. They'd sit in the hallway staring at it, tails twitching, making these low sounds I'd never heard a cat make before. I was asleep on the couch around 2 in the morning when the landline rang. The phone was an old rotary model she kept on the end table, pale yellow, the kind you'd find in a thrift store display. I almost didn't answer it. Who calls a landline at 2 a.m.? But something made me pick up. At first, there was nothing. Just static, the kind you used to get between radio stations. Then I heard her breathing. It was unmistakable. My mother has this specific way of breathing when she's upset. Short, shallow inhales through her mouth, the kind she did after my father died. I could hear it clear as day, like she was standing right there in the room. "Mom," I said. The breathing stopped. Then the line went dead. I called Detective Lindstrom the next morning. He told me they'd been getting reports of similar calls from other families. People reporting voices of their missing loved ones coming through on landlines, on baby monitors, once even through a car's Bluetooth system during a phone call that wasn't connected to anything. The calls always came between 2:00 and 3:00 a.m., always from numbers that didn't exist in any phone company database. "There are 7 other cases like your mother's in the tri-state area," he told me. "All in the past 6 months. All at rest stops, truck stops, roadside diners, all between 2 and 3 a.m. Every single one, the person walked around the back of their vehicle and was gone." He paused. I could hear him chewing on something, gum, maybe, or the inside of his cheek. "I'm not supposed to tell you this," he said, "but we found something on her phone, a voice memo. Recorded at 2:46 a.m. She didn't make any calls that night, but she recorded something." I drove to the station that afternoon. Lindstrom met me in the parking lot, which I thought was strange. He could have just shown me in an interview room. But he led me to his personal car, a dusty Ford Taurus with fast food wrappers piled in the back seat, and played the recording on his phone. At first, it was just road noise. The hum of the interstate, the faint sound of the Waffle House sign buzzing in the wind. Then my mother's voice, barely a whisper. "The roads are the same at night." Another pause, the sound of her car door opening. "Every road is the same road when you can't see where you're going, and every rest stop is the same rest stop. I keep seeing the same car, the same blue sedan. It's been following me for 3 exits. I don't know if it's following me or if I'm following it." Her breath caught. I knew that sound. It was the sound she made right before she cried. "I think I'm going to pull over. I just need to stretch my legs, just for a minute. I'll call when I get back in the car." The recording ended. I looked at Lindstrom. She never called. "No," he said, "but her phone pinged a tower in Maryland 12 hours later, then one in Virginia, then one in Tennessee. Each ping exactly 12 hours apart. For 3 days, her phone traveled south, always moving at exactly 47 miles per hour, never stopping. Then it just stopped pinging altogether. 47 miles per hour, the speed of a car driving steadily, no traffic, no stops. like someone was holding her phone out the window of a moving vehicle, letting it connect to towers as they passed. I asked him where the last ping was. He didn't answer. He just handed me a piece of paper with coordinates written on it, a stretch of highway in southern Georgia not far from the Florida line. I drove down there the next week. I told myself it was closure, that I needed to see the place where the trail went cold. But I knew even then that I wasn't looking for answers. I was looking for her. The highway was empty that night. Flat, straight, bordered by pine trees on both sides, the kind of road where your headlights feel like they're the only light for miles. I pulled over at the exact coordinates Lindstrom had given me. The shoulder was wide, gravelly, littered with cigarette butts and beer bottles. A rest stop sign stood half a mile ahead, its lights flickering in the distance. I got out of my car. The air was warm and damp, thick with the smell of pine and gasoline. I walked around to the back of my car. I don't know why, it just felt like something I had to do, and I looked down the highway, and I saw her. She was standing at the edge of the tree line about 100 feet away, wearing the same clothes she'd been wearing the night she disappeared. Her arms at her sides, her face blank, expressionless, like a mask that had been painted to look like my mother but wasn't quite right. I opened my mouth to call out to her, but before I could make a sound, she raised her hand. Not waving, not beckoning, just raised it, palm facing me like she was telling me to stop, and then she pointed. Behind me. I turned around, heart hammering, and saw it, a blue sedan parked about 50 feet down the shoulder. I hadn't heard it pull up. I hadn't seen its headlights. It was just there like it had always been there, its engine idling with a low, rhythmic hum that seemed to vibrate through my bones. The door opened. No one got out. The door just hung there open, the interior light casting a weak yellow glow onto the gravel. I could see the front seats. Empty, the back seats. Empty, but the car was running. The steering wheel was turned slightly as if someone had just stepped out. I looked back toward the tree line. My mother was gone. I don't remember getting back in my car. I don't remember driving away. But I must have, because I woke up the next morning in a motel room in Valdosta, still wearing my shoes, the key still in the ignition of my rental car. That was 3 weeks ago. I've been driving ever since. Because here's the thing about that night, I didn't just see my mother. When I looked at her, really looked at her, I saw something else. Something in the way she stood. The way her fingers were bent just a little too far back. The way her mouth didn't move when she breathed. She wasn't standing at the tree line. She was being held there. By something I couldn't see. Something that had her arms pinned to her sides, something that was keeping her upright, something that wanted me to see her, wanted me to know that she was still out here, still traveling, still moving south at 47 miles per hour, one rest stop at a time. And now I know why the doors are always open, why the engines are always running, why the phones keep pinging towers 12 hours apart even when no one is holding them. Because whatever is doing this, it doesn't take you in the car. It takes you behind it. And it leaves the door open for the next person who looks too long. I'm at a rest stop in North Florida now. I just checked my phone. There's a voicemail I don't remember receiving. It's from my mother's number. I'm afraid to listen to it. But I'm more afraid not to. Because I've been checking the rearview mirror for the last 200 miles and I keep seeing a blue sedan. It's not following me. It's ahead of me, waiting at every exit, idling at every rest stop. Its driver's side door hanging open. Like it knows I'm going to have to pull over eventually. Like it knows I'm going to get out and look behind my car. Like it knows I'm already part of the road.